Hi there, Steph. Thanks for popping by. So today's card was made using an Avery Elle stamp set as well as a Joanna Sheen die. I started by using some Strathmore Bristol watercolor paper. It's very smooth watercolor paper, and some post-it notes which I placed onto my die cutting plate. I die cut it straight from the post-it, so I was able to peel them off and then place it onto my watercolor cardstock, and they kind of acted a bit like a stencil. They covered the part, and I was able to do some ink blending all around it. And I mean, the post-it note is pretty sticky, sticky enough. I couldn't do some proper blending, but I did a bit of dabbing and tapping all over, and it worked out really fine because the watercolor paper is that smooth. It works really well. And I'm mentioning how smooth the watercolor paper is because I don't do a lot of ink blending because I'm not very good at it. When I do it it's very rich, it's very vibrant because I'm not able to do the light-handed motion that some people seem to be able to do, and I'm really impressed by what they do. So I tend to choose really, I go really deep on my colors and vibrant and stuff, but that watercolor paper is really impressive. So anyway, I picked my colors. I was going for green, red, and gold, but I don't have any gold distressing, so I went for yellow. And when I reached the end of my card, I looked at it and I thought, I know these colors, it reminds me of something. And I realized that it's kind of the colors of a Rasta hat. So it might not look Christmassy at first, but it was intended to be green, gold, and red. So here we go. Anyway, I'm dropping my droplets of water, and I'm picking them up with a little piece of kitchen roll, and I repeat that until I'm happy that the background is not as smooth and has a bit of, a little something to it. Then I remove the post-it note, and the reason why I remove the post-it note afterwards and not before is because I was scared that the ink would bleed onto the white parts. So I removed it afterwards, but it was still easy to remove. It didn't take me, it was a bit more work because the paper peeled a bit and fell apart, but not that bad, so that was actually okay. Then I cut off some images, with my dies from some Nina Solar White, and I didn't glue them with some matte multimedium like I would normally do for exactly the same reason. I was worried the ink would kind of pull off the paper and bleed as well. So I used my roll-on glue. I placed my die cut paper and then I just used my finger and I rubbed until the extra glue came off, and it worked pretty well. So then I went with the coloring. That's why I used some Nina Solar White to do the dies cut. It's because I wanted to do some copy coloring on the top of it, and I didn't show you the first one because I had a bit of a few difficult. I have a new setup for my filming and I'm struggling a bit to get the right lighting and stuff, so the previous part of the video wasn't so great in terms of lighting, so that's why I picked that one. And anyway, I colored the 3 reindeer with 2 different shades of brown and a sand color, which seems to be my go-to combo for reindeers at the moment, so I think it's quite good. And I just basically added the darker shade in the spots that I felt were shaded, and then I just put the lighter shade on the opposite side. I'm not sure I'm explaining it very well, but hopefully the video makes sense. Then I did the sleigh, I think that's his name, sleigh. And then I did the Santa, and I mean the Santa's face remains white because I'm not that good at drawing that I could actually add a face that would look good. So I thought I would just do the hat and the hand and stuff. And I leave his face white, and that way we kind of keep a little bit of mystery as well. Anyway, I added a little bit of shading with some cool grey markers. I think I went with C3 because the background was already coloured. And I'm wondering if I did not even add a little bit of C5. Yeah, here it is. I did a little bit of C5. And for the black part of the sleigh, I used the Saccharide black glaze pen, and it looks really cool because it gives that little glazy effect as well. So then I used the Avery Elle stamp set. So I stamped repeatedly because my Memento Tuxedo Black is a little bit dry, and then I went on with my coloring. So that's on some Nina Solar White again because it's Copic coloring, and Memento because it's Copic resistant. I tried to use the same colors that I used for the background, so I went for green, yellow, red, and green again. And I just So I use 3 different shades for each color, and I place it so that the highest point of the bow are the lightest and the edges are the darkest color. And I do that so that it looks like it kind of comes off the paper. And in the end, I was actually really impressed because it looked really good, I thought. I hope you agree with me, but in the end, I think it looks really nice. So I placed my bow and I try to see where it fits the best. I added some double-sided foam tape at the back, and I glued that together. Sorry, I skipped a few steps there to move a bit faster, and then I glued my card front onto my blank cards. Once I was done with that, I used my Sakura gel pen to add a few bits of white here and there, just a few accents, so it adds a bit of depth. And I think just that makes it look already a bit more, it pops already a bit more out of the card, I think. But the final thing for me on that card that I felt really made the difference is that Sakura glaze gel pen. It just adds a little bit. It's great because it's in a pen, so it's really easy to apply. It's not like when you use glossy accents and it goes a bit everywhere because I don't have a fine tip applicator. With a pen, it's much easier to control where you apply it, and I think it pops much better. So please head over to my blog, have a look at the photos. I hope you like it. Don't hesitate to subscribe to my channel, and thanks for watching. Have a great day. Bye!